Well, hello! Welcome back to my channel. Jashana here to talk about some new friggin' books. It happened again. I got some more books. But most of these I got from the local used bookstores. There are a couple of pre-orders in here as well, and I think, yeah, just 2 pre-orders and then used bookstore things. But I think a couple were actually new because the one bookstore has new and used, and the other one is mostly just used. At any rate, also, I'm trying to fucking put my microphone up here because I like how it sounds better, but also I don't know how to fucking do it right. I don't think this is right. Like when I see people like tuck their little lapel mic, and I tried looking at a tutorial and he's like, loop it in here and then hide the loop. And I'm like, how, bitch? I don't understand. Like it wasn't a very good tutorial. Okay, first, and this isn't in the order in which I got them. This is just the order in which they are stacked. First one that I have to show you is a pre-order, and that is Monstrous Volume 6, The Vow, I think. Yes, The Vow. I have not gotten to this yet. I just got it last week. I am very, very excited. Excited to get to this. Woot woot. Cannot wait. I fucking love Monstrous. It got a little dinged up in the corner here. It's okay though, because these are the ones that I read, and then I'm going to be collecting the Barnes & Noble like books of it. So yeah, the omnibuses or whatever. Okay, and then some that I got from these, I think are from Bookmans, I'm pretty sure. I will know based on where the price is. Yes, Bookmans. So this one, very much a used copy. It's not like terrible, but I mean, it's dinged up a little bit. But Prudence by Gail Carriger. I love the Parasol Protectorate series with just one of my absolute favorite characters ever, Alexandria Terabody. This one is the continuation of the Parasol Protectorate following a character from that series. And you do see some of the characters from that series like in here for reasons, etc. But yeah, that's what this is. And I think is it adult or young adult? I really don't know, honestly. It might be adult. I don't really know. But at any rate, I'll read the back just so you have a little whatever. Well, I don't know. It's kind of spoilery for the Parasol Protectorate series. I'll let you. It's freaking steampunk, Victorian, paranormal. I assume there's some romance because Gail Carriger likes to do some romance. There's usually like hijinks and mystery and adventure. It's very adventurous. And then I read Prudence a long time ago, and I think the second book also in this series, but then the rest weren't out, and I just stopped reading them, but I want to read them. So I figured I might as well start my collection. So starting with Prudence. And then this one I just grabbed because I saw it on the shelves, and I have seen it on my StoryGraph recommendations like time and time again, and I marked it as to read, and so I was like, hey, fuck it. It was like $5 or something. Torn by Rowena Miller. And I'll read the synopsis on the back of this one because I don't really know what it's about. Sophie, a dressmaker and charmcaster, has lifted her family out of poverty with a hard-won reputation for beautiful ball gowns and discreetly embroidered spells. A commission from the royal court could secure her future and thrust her into a dangerous new world. Revolution is brewing as Sophie's brother Christos rises to prominence in the growing anti-monarchist movement. It is only a matter of time before their fortunes collide. When the unrest erupts into violence, she and Christos are drawn into a deadly magical plot. Sophie is torn between her family and her future. Anyway, yeah, so I want to read it at some point, and it was like it was $8. And I had some store credit because I was turning some books in. This one I almost wasn't going to pick up. I want to read this book, and it's a used copy. It was like $7 or $8, I want to say. But I almost didn't grab it because there are new covers at least in the paperback, and I like those covers a lot, and I think this cover that I have is only in this first book. So it's kind of like, oh, fuck. But like I said, I want to read it, and I just prefer reading physical. So I just was like, whatever, I'll grab it. If I like it and I don't want to keep this copy, I mean, it was only like $8. But that is Song of Blood and Stone by L. Penelope. I've wanted to read this for so freaking long, and then Bethany recommended it, and I was going to put it on my fantasy romance deep dive vlog, and then I can't remember why I didn't, but I've just seen other people talking about it also more recently, and I'm just like, yeah, I want to check it out. So I grabbed it. It says, orphaned and alone, Jasminda lives in a land where cold whispers of invasion and war linger on the wind. Jasminda herself is an outcast in her homeland of Elsira, where her gift of earth song is feared. When ruthless soldiers seek refuge in her isolated cabin, they bring with them a captive, an injured spy who threatens to steal her heart. Jack's mission beyond enemy lines to prove that the mantle between Elsira and Lagrimar is about to fall nearly cost him his life, but he is saved by the healing song of a mysterious young woman. Now he must do whatever it takes to save Elsira and its people from the true father, and he needs Jasminda's earth song to do it. They escape their vicious captors and together embark on a perilous journey to save Elsira and uncover the secrets of the Queen Who Sleeps. Thrust into a hostile society, Jasminda and Jack must rely on each other even as secrets jeopardize their bond. As an ancient evil gains power, Jasminda races to unlock a mystery that promises salvation. Anyway, so there's that. And then from the other one, Changing Hands, I got this used copy of The Bone Maker by Sarah Beth Durst. This was released this year, I want to say, I think if I remember correctly, or last year. I think this year, right? Am I drunk? Yeah, this year. And it was on my anticipated releases, and I have not read it. And here we go, used copy. And this one is a standalone fantasy, and I won't read the whole frickin' thing. It just says, a standalone epic fantasy set in a brand new world of towering mountains and sparkling cities, in which a band of aging warriors has a second chance to defeat dark magic and avenge a haunting loss. Voila. I like it when they have little blurbs like that. I don't want to read the whole damn thing. And then the next one from Changing Hands, this cover is fucking gorgeous, my god. And this is a historical fiction, I want to say, but The Stationery Shop by Marjan Kamali. And I had literally never heard of this book before, because, I mean, I don't watch a lot of people who primarily talk about literary or historical fiction. I'm sure people are talking about it, but I hadn't seen anyone talk about it. But then just the other day on Twitter, and now I can't remember, might have been Roya was talking about it and gave it, I think, 4 or 5 stars. And there's not a little quick blurb for it, so I gotta read the whole freaking thing. Oh, hey, and the main character's name is Roya. What? Random. Roya, a dreamy, idealistic teenager living amid the political upheaval of 1953 Tehran, finds a literary oasis in kindly Mr. Fakhri's neighborhood stationery shop, stocked with books and pens and bottles of jewel-colored ink. Then Mr. Fakhri, with a keen instinct for a budding romance, introduces her to his other favorite customer, handsome Bahman, who has a burning passion for justice and a love for Rumi's poetry. And Roya loses her heart at once. Their relationship blossoms, and the little stationery shop remains their favorite place in all of Tehran. A few short months later, on the eve of their marriage, Roya agrees to meet Bahman at the town square, but suddenly violence erupts, a result of the coup that forever changes their country's future. In the chaos, Bahman never shows. For weeks, Roya tries desperately to contact him, but her efforts are fruitless. Reluctantly, she moves on, to college in California, to another man, to a life in New England, until a chance encounter nearly 60 years later gives her the opportunity to ask him the questions that have haunted her for more than half a century. Why did you leave? Where did you go? How is it that you were able to forget me? And yeah, it sounds romantical and epic and whatever, and I like a good love story, fated love, whatever type of thing. Also, I have family by marriage who are Persian, and I have an aunt who, grew up in Iran, and I don't know, I just was, interested to kind of be in that setting with these characters. Obviously, it's not, about that, but I was just intrigued by that setting and that premise. This one I have just seen kind of all over the place, and it is, again, a historical fiction. The Henna Artist by Alka Joshi. Is this a sticker? No, it's one of those actually on the cover things. Escaping from an arranged and abusive marriage, 17-year-old Lakshmi makes her way from her 1950s rural village to the vibrant pink city of Jaipur. There, she becomes the henna artist and confidant, most in demand by the wealthy women of the upper class. But trusted with the secrets of the wealthy, she can never reveal her own. And then I'll just leave the rest of it. Yeah, I just have seen this on the shelves a lot, and it always kind of calls to me, and I never grab it. there was a used copy, so I picked it up. The used copies at this bookstore, by the way, I mean, like, it looks, they don't accept, like, really banged up used copies. It's like read one time or like bought and never read copies, so that's pretty awesome. I was on a roll apparently with this whole Middle Eastern, Indian, just that whole part of the world setting, because those 3 books, and I recently read a few books, like fantasy books set in that kind of a setting as well. And then I saw this, and I've seen this obviously many times because I think this book was published like 10 years ago or something, and there's a sequel now that I did not grab because I wanted to check this one out first. But yeah, it was originally published in 2013, but that is The Golem and the Ginny, by Helene Wecker. Like, look at this cover. Shut the fuck up. And like the spine, my God, so fucking pretty. But yeah, it says right here on the cover, this little quote is, "An intoxicating fusion of fantasy and historical fiction." I was like, what? Word? Let me check it out. It says, Chava is a golem, a creature made of clay, brought to life by a strange man who dabbles in dark, Kabbalistic magic. Kabbalistic? I don't know. Ahmad is a Ginny, a being of fire, born in the ancient Syrian desert. Trapped in an old copper flask by a Bedouin wizard centuries ago, he is released accidentally by a tinsmith in a lower Manhattan shop. Struggling to make their way in 1899 New York, the Golem and the Ginny try to fit in. Oh, the Golem and the Ginny, not Jinn. Jesus Christ, Jashana. Try to fit in with their immigrant neighbors while masking their true selves. Meeting by chance, they become unlikely friends whose tenuous attachment challenges their opposing natures, until the night a terrifying incident drives them back into their separate worlds. But a powerful menace will soon bring the Golem and the Ginny together again, threatening their existence and forcing them to make a fateful choice. Sounds fun. I'm down. Yeah, I can't. I'm so dumb. Can I not read? I was saying Jinn. It's Ginny. Ginny? I don't know. And then the other pre-order that I got a couple weeks ago, So Many Beginnings by Bethany C. Morrow, a Little Women remix. I'm very excited for this because I love the old like 1940s Little Women movie. I just have nostalgia wrapped up in it because my grandma had it. Whenever I would go over to my grandma's house, like I would watch it, and I loved Joe, and I just, you know, whatever. It was like, I thought it was a good movie. It was a fun little movie. And then I never saw the one that came out like in the 90s. I never saw that one. I saw the more recent one. It was cute. It was fine. Whatever. I tried reading the book though, Little Women, a few years ago. And first of all, I got it and I was like, why the fuck is it so big? It's huge. And I DNF'd it. It was so boring. My God, so boring. I just did not care about all their little daily minutia. No plot, just fucking knitting. Like, I don't give a shit. I just found it unbearably boring. I couldn't deal with it. So, it's like I liked the idea of it, but I didn't like the actual execution. So I was very jazzed for a remake of it. And it says, 1863, as the American Civil War rages on, the freed people's colony of Roanoke Island is blossoming, a haven for the recently emancipated. Black people have begun building a community of their own, a refuge from the shadow of the old life. It is where the March family has finally been able to safely put down roots with 4 young daughters. Meg, a teacher who longs to find love and start a family of her own. Jo, a writer whose words are too powerful to be contained. Beth, a talented seamstress searching for a higher purpose. Amy, a dancer eager to explore life outside her family's home. As the 4 March sisters come into their own as independent young women, they will face first love, health struggles, heartbreak, and new horizons. But they will face it all together. Yeah, I don't know, it sounded like a much better version of the actual story, the original story. So yeah, I'm hoping I love it, but pre-ordered this a while ago. I don't think I looked at the naked. Is it? Okay, it's kind of rust colored with a little embossed thing on it. Cute. Yeah, yay. Excited to get to this at some point. And there we go. Those are the books I hauled recently. There is one other, I might have one other book haul by the end of this year. That's going to be a goal next year, though, is to read from my shelves and like shop my shelves, as Monet has said recently, because I just need to stop. But it's like when I unhaul books, I go and I trade them in and I get store credit, so then I'm like, well, I might as well get some more, you know? So I'm not necessarily spending a bunch of money all the time, but I'm getting more physical books, which isn't the end of the world, of course. There are worse things I could be collecting and hoarding and spending my money on, right? Let me know if you've read any of these or if any of them sound intriguing and you want to check them out. Let me know what your thoughts are. As always, thank you so much for your time. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.